I appreciate your time today, sir. Yet, I want to just say it again, and I don't want to take too much of your time today. I got to be honest with you.
Oh, no worries, man. I'm just, like I said, glad to be a part of whatever you're trying to get done or doing. So,
So you're from? Are you originally from Los Angeles? Did you grow up there?
oh, born and raised California, South Central. I went to Compton College.
Okay, 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 okay.
Which all is funny. All this happened when I was in my 20s. And um, let me go back because I'll repeat what I said earlier when we first started talking. I
Right.
got the job through doing Natural Born Killers with Ice Cube and Dr. Dre. So I played OJ, and they blurred our faces. What I didn't tell you was when I saw Dre out maybe a few months ago, we were at a club, and I walked up. I'm like, why they blurred our faces? He said the likenesses were too close, and the Brown family was going to sue him because the likenesses were so close. I was like, oh shit. Because what's funny is, um, I'll go back even further. I worked on Naked Gun 32 and a third or something like that. I was sitting in for the piano. It was extra work back in the day.
Right.
I
Right.
was just sitting in for the piano guy. I was just doing the stand-in work. And I saw this beautiful woman walking towards me. And I'm like, it was lunchtime. So I'm walking around, looking around, just chilling. I'm like in my 20s. And this beautiful woman come walking. I'm like going, damn. And she's looking at me. And all of a sudden, the look on her face went cold. And I looked at her to see what she was looking. I turned around and it was OJ with the door open looking at her. I went, oh, shit. All right. We went past each other like we didn't even see each other. And the next day I got fired
Okay.
from an extra job. I'm like, are you kidding? Or from an extra job? I'm like, you don't get fired from extra work. I
Right.
mean, background work, stand-in work. I'm like, my dad, who's a stunt man, I told him what happened. And he said, oh, that's just how OJ is. I was like, okay. So I had my experience with him. So playing OJ was not it was just really not a stretch because I can tell he was an asshole.
Right. Right.
But when Cube and they gave me the opportunity, because I had to audition for F. Gary Gray for the part of Natural Born Killers. I don't know how many guys were up for that role, that little part, but they blurred our faces anyway. And so when I went for Friday After Next, I got a call from a stunt coordinator. I can't remember his name, top of my head. He gonna kill me too. But yeah, called me and asked me to come on and do an interview for Ice Cube's Friday After Next. I'm like, man, I just worked with him. He's like, well, come on up. You might get the part. I'm like, well, cool. I'm on my way. I got there and like I said, 5 or 6 of us were standing there and Cube just pointing at me and that was it. He was like, I need to thank the other guys for coming. And he told me, Keith Willard, that's the stunt coordinator's name, Keith Willard. And he also did Tears of the Sun where I got blown up. Don't ever want to do that again. But
Right.
yeah,
Right. Right.
that was an experience. But yeah, Keith Willard, and he said, you got the part and go ahead. When we were chasing Day Day and Ice Cube through when they call her grandmama a hoe, the fence part where everybody kept jumping over the fence. Let me tell you about this. We were supposed to, everybody was like taking their time going over it. At the time, I was still playing basketball. I had a 48-inch vertical. So I was scaling the fence, jumping one leap going over. He was like, Keith came to me and said, man, check this out. We're going to be doing this all day. Do you want to be doing that all day? I went, gotcha. I think I'll take my time and hop over it. And like 1 or 2 takes, you're good. You can scale a fence. But when you talk about 7, 8, 9 different takes from different angles, and you come over that fence the same way, your legs don't get tired. So I got you. And then as we go through the progression of the chase, when we knock the fence down,
Right. Right.
they had a breakaway top part. I'm supposed to hit the breakaway fence, and it's supposed to break and fall apart. I hit the real fence, didn't even notice it. And then the whole fence came down. The tech guy goes, man, you hit the wrong part, but you broke it. I'm like, man, that's adrenaline, dude. That was when you're doing something and you get into it, it's like all of my mission was, let's get them. And they call our grandmama, oh,
Right.
so
Right.
so
Right.
that was the adrenaline that got me through that. We did that like 5 or 6 times. I finally hit the breakaway fence. But it was like the first three, I kept hitting the real fence because it was all brown, so you don't know when you're coming up really fast. You don't. It's nothing marked saying breakaway fence. You just have to hit what you think is the fence, and hopefully you don't hurt yourself. But like I said, the adrenaline was going, so I'm like, let's go. So I
Yeah.
had a ball.
Obviously, they make it look like everything's happening all at the same time in the story of the film. But
Right.
are you really chasing Ice Cube and Mike Epps in real time, or is
Oh
there
yeah.
part? Okay,
We
okay,
we we shot the whole thing in one big rehearsal,
okay,
and they had to be there to do it. So as they were shooting, when you see just a one shot of them going through, and before they cut camera,
right,
that was us going through the whole chase first. What they do the whole chase, and then they come back, and then we do parts of it in segments. And this part goes next, and this part you have to build up to the fence part. We never got to the fence part until they hopped over it. That's
right,
when then we went to the fence and then coming over that part. What was funny was we're supposed to be chasing them. This is just me and the Ice Cube thing. I was coming around the fence. They're supposed to be gone. You know, when Santa Claus falls out the window, out the window, and we come running by. Ice Cube was on the other side of the wall, and I didn't see him. He was like, I was like, dude. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, I had your ass. I'm like, yeah, you did. I'm like, I'm not expecting you to be right here. But it's one of those things like going, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, you got me. All right.
that honestly, man, that movie, like I said, that's one of my favorite movies of all time. And I think just the jokes in that and the stunts and like that the chase scene at the end,
Yeah.
that got to be one of the best chase when they get into the house. That has to be one of the best chase sequences of
Oh
all
my
time.
God. That was hilarious to shoot. Um, Ricky Smiley. We had to keep throwing him out of the door, up into the window, and then we threw the real stunt guy out. But I kept grabbing him by his legs, and he's so skinny. I don't know if it's his legs or the clothes. So he said, man, can you quit grabbing my skin? I said, my bad. I don't know which one is just leg or your. I don't know because he's
Right,
so thin and he light. So I had his leg and probably his waist or something like that. But I kept grabbing his skin because I was like this, so I wanted to make sure I had a grip on him so he wouldn't fall out of the window. I'm like, I'm actually doing this for your own, your own safety. But cool, I got you. I'm glad you let me know. So I made sure I grabbed it in a different area because he wouldn't say nothing. I'm
right,
like, dude, if you're gonna let me keep grabbing your skin, I'm gonna keep grabbing your skin because I don't know what if I'm hurting you or not. But yeah, the stunt for the actual guy to go out the window was nice because we actually tossed his ass out.
right. Was that the real interior of that house too?
That was
Was
the
that
interior of a real house. Yeah, I forgot where we were, man. I want to say it's damn. You know what? I can't even remember. It was so long ago, but it looked like the hood where like they set it up like in a
right,
nice little park. But where we were, what it was. If they shot that in the hood, we'd have problems. Because I
right,
did Baby Boy and I doubled for Snoop Dogg, and we shot that over in the hood over on Hauser. So I guess some bloods that came over there and started some little hassle. So we had to stop shooting for about 2 hours. But before that whole thing started, I'm walking. I'm like, where the bathroom at? And I got on the perm. I got on the whole Snoop Dogg outfit. Now I'm bigger than Snoop Dogg, and I had to stop eating for a couple of days. But I mean, it was like I got as thin as I could. But when I'm walking to the bathroom, there's these people going, Snoop, Snoop. I'm like, I'm not him. I'm not Snoop. No, I'm his stunt man. I'm like going, do you think I would be going to the bathroom by myself if I was Snoop? He went,
that's right, that's right.
oh, I said, yeah, he got an entourage. You'll know Snoop before you see Snoop. They were like, okay. I'm like, man, I had fun on working on like, my I call the black shows,
Right,
because like
right.
my dad grew up in the black exploitation days. My dad did Blackula, Uptown Saturday Night, all that, Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby.
Was your father in color, sir? Is that
Yeah,
accurate?
he was in colors
Okay,
too.
okay.
Yeah,
Right.
they have us on Google morphed together because
Okay.
anything before 89 or 1990, that's all my dad. Anything after 91 going on, that's a little bit of both of us.
Okay.
So because
Okay.
my dad passed in 2001, and his last film, our last film, was Dark Blue.
Okay.
So
Okay.
from the beginning of that movie in Dark Blue, I started off because we had to turn the car over. I started off with my pillows and buttoned all the way up to the top, looking gangstered out, flipping over a car to the very end, almost to the end of the riot. So I'm jumping up on the car with no shirt on, and I hit the dude in the head with a brick, the Reginald Denning type deal. Hit him over the head with a brick, and we celebrate. And So I was in every part of the riot of the movie, from the Pendleton down to a shirt, down to a tank top, down to no shirt. And that's from the morning all the way down to the end of the day. That's how we shot it. And it was just crazy. So I asked the director, Ron Shelton. Ron Shelton. I said, you don't have to give me any credits, but can you give my dad last movie credits? And it's like in loving memory of Wayne King Sr. And they did that. I was like, I appreciate it.
That's what's
And
up. That's what's
yeah,
up.
I'm like, then he gave me credits too. I'm like going, you don't have to give me any, man. I just do that for give my dad his solo, going out like deal.
Right.
And they did, and I really appreciated it.
Do you happen to know Rob King?
Does this sound familiar?
He did the Blumhouse stuff.
The what?
The Blumhouse, Paranormal Activity, Spider-Man.
No, he's a stuntman.
Yes, coordinator.
Yes, I know Ron. Yeah.
He
White guy,
yeah,
blonde hair. Yeah,
he Rob King. Rob King is his name.
yeah.
He
Rob King.
he I don't know how during COVID I got in touch with third party somehow with him and Steven Schneider, and he was telling me Rob was. I was asking him all a bunch of questions about Spider-Man and Sinister. His son was the Sinister in the horror movie that Ethan Hawke
Oh,
Sinister,
okay. Yeah.
and I was just how like when you just goes to my question like when you're doing stunt coordination, what like in your very beginning and people like him as well, where do you start to fit? Obviously every idea is different, but what is A to B to figure out how to coordinate a stunt for a film?
Well, for a coordinator, you have to have done stunts. So, in order to coordinate stunts, so to put a stunt um, thing together, I guess. So if you want to do a situation, it depends on the script and what the script calls for. Um, like I did Underclassmen, and um, one of the stunt coordinator gave me the go ahead for the whole basketball scene. That was all mine. I made up the plays. I didn't make up the plays. I read the script, and it asked for a play to happen this way. So I designed all those plays for that particular thing to go down. Now there's a fight in there. Now I'm talking, these guys are basketball players. They don't know stunts. So I actually had to coordinate them to show how, it's a basketball scene, fight scene. So I know how to do the pushing the basketball, make it look like, you're getting up and you're getting mad and it's start a whole riot thing.
Right.
So it comes down to, you got to know where the camera angles are, where the hits are, where they're going to be. And then you actually have to bid for, are you coming under budget? Because some productions, such as Paramount, you have their budget may be, let's say 2 million, and they'll say, and that's low, and they say 100 500 of that is going to be stunts. You're gonna have to really budget, get it down to a wire, because that's low budget. 2 million is low budget film, and you got to pay your riggers. If there's things going on, you have to know you have to your special effects guys. You got to know they have to be your right hand, and you have to know them. Like for example, I worked on Shark with what's his name, James Woods show. It's called Shark. I got kicked out. No, I got blown up. Um, and the special effects guy, his name was Ron Poe. I'll never forget his name. I haven't seen him since. Kept saying, like when I come out the door, it's 5 of us now. 5. I'm doubling for Henry Simmons on this particular job. When 5 of us come out the building, when I get to the curb, he's supposed to hit the switch and the explosion goes off. Boom. Simple as that. When I get to the curb, boom. He kept saying, when the black guy gets to the curb, push it. He's like, man, who, what? It's like, okay, when Wayne gets to, he's double for Henry. When he gets to the curb, push the button. He's like, okay. So there's 5 guys, and when the black guy gets to the curb, I push the button. His name is Wayne, and he wouldn't acknowledge that. So when I came out the building, explosion goes boom. I didn't get to the curb. Blew the skin off the back of my head and the back of my hand. The other 3 guys had to have skin grafts. It blew like they had fourth and third degree burns on their legs. I'm like, the sergeant coordinator, his name was Ron Shelton, I believe, was so pissed. Like, dude, we kept telling you and you didn't listen. I had fire inspection, everybody come, man, I was out of commission for about a good 3 months. Missed like 3 or 4 jobs that came down. And but that's the nature of the business.
Right.
It's like I can't be mad at it. I couldn't like, I'm gonna sue you. I just want to see Ron and go, explain to me how you didn't listen.
Right. Yeah. Right.
That's all I'm like, just explain that to me so I can understand, because you injured me for life. I like I'm ruined for, I'm not ruined, but I'm scarred for life.
Right. You got to wake up with that every day.
It's a nice story to tell, but yeah.
Right.
You don't walk away with a stunt. I mean, with an injury from a stunt, you kind of like going, I gotta do it again. I mean, it's like not hurt though, not nothing to put you out of commission.
Right.
So, but all that, man, it's just, I've had a nice little run. And Friday After Next for me was a golden job just to be a part of that whole little trilogy. And every time, and they play it every Christmas. So
right.
I'm like, and every time it comes on, I'm like, I'm on my grandkids when they get of age. I'm like going, y'all gotta watch it. But nobody knows that I doubled from Michael Jordan in Space Jams. Nobody, because I did pickups. Nobody knows I did, because there were pickup shots because they had finished the film, but they didn't get crucial parts of the film that they needed to get, which was when Mike dunks the basketball at the end when the tunes are all grabbing on it. That was me on a trampoline 45 feet in the air, dunking the basketball, which is like 40, 50 feet down below me. So I'm like, I'm actually trying to shoot the ball in the hoop when I'm doing this. I was like, there was a rim there. So I was trying to actually shoot the ball in the rim, and made it look like I was dunking. So, and then when he fell into Toontown, because it's like they shot it in reverse. I could only have one shoe on. I'm like, why I got one shoe on? They're like, when you see the film, you understand. I'm like,
right.
Man, this is stupid. Whatever. So I'm jumping, and so the ceiling is 45 feet, and the ceiling is about 60 something feet up there. So I'm like, how high can I get to the ceiling? And the camera's like attached to the part of the ceiling. I'm like, if I can touch the camera, I'm gonna see if I can touch the camera. And they, because I know they can cut it. And the director, Joe Picker, man, I love that dude. He helped me with, I got all kind of commercials with him, Bo Jackson, Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, all those. But he's like, jump as high as you can. So I jumped and I tried to touch the camera, but I came down wrong. And they showed this in slow motion. You saw my leg go this way, one leg went that way, one arm went this way, my back went that way, and I bounced back up. And they're like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, why? What happened? They said, come see this. You gotta see this. I'm like, what? Man, my body was just like, I was like a rubber band, but I didn't feel anything. Like I said, your adrenaline's going.
Right.
And you bounce right back up. Like that's like a car crash. If you relax when things are going on, you're not gonna get hurt.
Right.
And and that's the thing about with people in car crashes. Like going, if you ever get in a car crash, don't tense up. You gotta relax. Let your body just go, because you tense up, that's when you get hurt.
Now, how do you know where, for example, in that example that you just said, how do you know where to land so you don't hurt yourself on the way down? It can't be that simple of landing on your feet, can it?
No, it's not. You gotta. When I was going up, No, I have a mark that I'm looking at. But when I come down, I also have a mark that I'm aiming to hit. There's nothing on there for me to see. There's no mark, but I made a mark because of I know where my force is going, my energy is going. I can see, I can feel it, and I'm like, okay, right there. Now, if I hit that and I'm in front of it or behind it, I know I'm going forward, I'm going backwards.
Okay.
And that's what when I landed that way, I knew that I'd messed up because I landed on the left side of where I was supposed to land,
Right.
where
Okay.
my landing mark was. And then I'm like, damn. And then my leg went another way. So, and then I was off tilt. That's how I knew. It's like you can tell when you're coming down, you have to, it's straight down. You can't come off like this, because you come off like this, your body's going to contort in all kind of different ways, especially coming like from 45, 35 feet in the air. You're at the mercy of gravity.
Right. 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 Right.
So whatever happens, happens. But yeah, that one I had my dad. I called my dad. I'm like, you got to come down on this one. I'm like, I got to do a trampoline thing. I'm like 45 feet in the air on a trampoline. He's like, you jumped on the trampoline. I'm like, straight up. Everything I've done in stunts has been on the job training. I was
Right.
prepared for it because I play basketball, and that kind of gets you ready for. But also, my dad was a stuntman, so he used to. When I was a kid, we were jumping off the front of the house in the airbag. He'd get an airbag for the day and be like, "Let's go!" So I had a ball. We had my childhood was great. And there's a few of us that's in the business that are done by nepotism, family. You have the Elams, you have the Happies. There's a bunch of them. There's Eppers.
Right.
There's a
Right.
bunch of stunt people in the business, and so, but it's been good to me. It's just that Hollywood's slow for
Right.
me.
Right.
I'm 61 years old. I don't look 61. So when I go for a part or an audition for a part, they're looking for an old man. And I'm like, I'm not going to sacrifice my health for your movie. I'm sorry. It's like get somebody that'll do that. Because when I did my double for Snoop and Baby Boy, um, the first time I did it, I was like a little too big because I walked by Snoop and Snoop goes, "That's a big Snoop." Because and he's talking to his boys, but I overheard him say that. So the next time that I went, I had like about a month to prepare for the next time to go back and do more pickups. I didn't eat like I was supposed to. I cut down a lot and I got skinnier. I'm like going, it wasn't healthy for me. So I'm like going, you know what? That's about as skinny as I'm going to ever be. I'm like, not again. I got pictures of me where my arms are like my forearm, my bicep was like this. I'm like, nah, dude. No.
He's one of my favorite artists of all time, man. Like, what if you had to pick? What would you say your favorite album of his is?
Oh man, this you got the dog pound everything, man. I'm like anything with Snoop on it, man. I can't, except for one. I have a problem listening to it because somebody's pissing in the toilet, and I forgot which one that one is. It's like
You're not talking about the intro of Doggy Style, are you? Gin
it
and
could
Juice.
be. It could be. Yeah, Jenny Juice.
Yes. Yeah.
That's it. I'm like going because every time I hear it, I got it from the beginning. I'm like, dude, it makes me. I
Right.
gotta go pee.
Right.
So, like, come
I
on, man.
I didn't know that was Ricky Harris on W Balls. I learned that like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. This whole time that was Malvo from Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was him.
yeah. I did. Everybody hate Chris too.
Yeah, that's I didn't know, man. You were the driver when you came back. I had to go back. I was like, I used to
I ain't
laugh
your
at it.
daddy.
That was hilarious, man.
When I auditioned for that, it was funny. But that was, it was another stunt thing. But it had acting. Like, oh, we need a driver. Can you drive a stick? I'm like, hell yeah, we can drive any kind of stick you want. If you give
Right.
me a job, I'll learn it. Let's go. But they said, can you read the lines? I'm like, what's the lines? Like, I ain't your daddy. I'm like, let me read the whole script of the whole thing. So how the whole setup. Because it was supposed to be Earth Day, and it was a can, an aluminum can. He's supposed to be saving up the cans, and I was supposed to have one and drink it. But the line was so funny, they just 86'd it. So my thought was, I have five at the time. I still have 5 kids, and now I have 5 grandkids. But at the time I had 5 kids, and they were like, he said, so when it's like, I ain't your daddy. And I back up, I'm like, going, am I? You know, it was like, I'm like, I got that many kids, so yeah, I can relate to that. I'm
Right,
like,
right, right,
I don't want no more kids. Like, am I? Like, thank you, God. I'm like, took off. And it was like, it was so real for me. That's how, you know, I auditioned for parts. You know, it's like I took an acting class from my boy Larry B. Scott. Yeah, he took an acting class from because we've been knowing each other for years. He's like, man, take my acting class. I'm like, man, I'm a stunt man. I don't do acting. He's like, just do it. I'm like, all right. First time I did it, I didn't really wasn't committed to it like I wanted to. And plus I was coordinating underclassmen, so I really couldn't commit like that. And I really kind of like wasn't feeling it like that. And I'm like, so I did myself a disservice. So when I do something, I'm like, I gotta finish it. I gotta go back and I gotta accomplish what I did because I didn't do I didn't do him a service and I did me a disservice by not fully committing. So I went back and did it again and I played a nerd. And what was funny about it, after the audition, or after a rehearsal, we had this, it was the day of the show. And I said, man, I got an audition I got to go to. It's for medium. He's like, well, just go to audition and come on back. I said, bet, I'll do that. Got in the car, went to the audition, and the line was something. I think it was like 2 lines. Now, mind you, I'm doing a play. I got like 5 scenes. I think a page of dialogue of this and that. Oh, you guys give me 2 lines? All right, let's go. I went there, did the audition. Like, you done? Yeah, okay, I'm out. I gotta go to do my show. Before I got back to rehearsal to get in rehearsal for the show, they said, when you got the part? I'm like, part for what? Like, what you just auditioned for? I'm like, okay. Oh, cool, thanks. All right, thank you. I gotta go now. Because it wasn't about the money. It was about the preparation that I put into this work
right, right,
that I had to complete. And then once I completed it, then after all that work was done, and then I did the job, and you sit back and you go, damn, all that prepared me for that job. And I'm like, if I do plays and I'm reading this, doing auditions for cold readings, they ain't gonna be shit. They're
right,
nothing. That's
right,
nothing. I can
right,
do that. So, you know, that's when I started to learn, you know, and I did three or four more plays with Larry B. Scott. And man, yeah, it's this diction, bury, believe, blue, black, bugs, bud, bleed, blue, all that. I'm like, so we had to memorize those, just one of them.
right,
And, Sally sells seashores on the seashore and the sells that she sells or seashells. You do that before an audition, and you go read the lines of what they have. You're like going, that's all you got?
right,
It's like,
right.
yeah, okay. Oh, I did it, you
Wh-
know?
when you're doing something that I've kind of like self-learning, I want you to correct me if I'm wrong here, but I make short films with my friends, and we've did fight scenes together,
Mhm.
and we've kind of learned that it's kind of like wrestling in a way. Is a lot of that kind of could that be fair to say that?
Somewhat, wrestling is its own entity because what those guys do is real. You know what I mean? When they hitting each other, that shit ain't fake. When
Right.
they throwing each other around, that ain't fake. Now, choreographed, yes,
Yes. Yeah.
it's choreographed. They have to know their numbers and they count them down. Like when we do stunts, I was working on the Shield, and I had to hit this Asian kid. I mean, I'm coming running full speed, and he's a martial artist, and there's a pad probably about this thick on the ground. I'm like, if I hit this dude full speed, I'm gonna break his neck. And I knew it. So I'm like, and so I'm coming full speed. So we running, and I catch him. I hit him and pull him out of the scene of the camera instead of letting him hit the ground because the scene wasn't for him to hit the ground, just to see him get lifted up from the hit. So when I did that, I caught him. He's like, don't catch me, don't catch me. I said, dude, I'll break your neck, man. I'm
Right.
like, I'm coming full speed, and I know how hard I'm hitting you. I know my strength. And this so crazy. What's crazy about it is that the last scene, I blew my knee out. I'm catching it, but I'd rather hurt that on me because that was going to happen eventually anyway.
Right.
Because it was a knee problem that was persistent. That was coming up. It was just a matter of time. But I would have felt guilty if I didn't catch him or tell him that, or just save him from getting hurt.
Now, when your knee blew out and going back to the burn from the other film or series, one of the two, is the insurance on the production covering these things, or is this
What
on you?
insurance? Insure and who? And what? And who? We don't get insured. No.
Really?
The only way you get the production company, when I got blown up, they took care of my medical bill. They paid for all my the healing, the nurse to come and debride my hand and my head, all that. It took care of everything. I didn't have now, could I have sued? Yeah. Would I have
Right,
ever worked in Hollywood again? No.
right,
Would I have
right,
blackballed my family and everybody else? Yes. Because I know the job going into it. And that's the thing about it is you can't go and I'm gonna be a stunt man, then as soon as you get hurt, I'm suing you. It's like
right.
the job description says it by itself. It says stunt man, not stunt actor. It's like stunt man. And when like when Tom Cruise does his own stunts, I'm like, more power to you, dude. But it's like you don't have to, you know. I mean,
Would you get out of a plane like that?
no,
Yeah.
no. I'm gonna tell you, my dad did stunts that I would never do. He did. He hung out on the outside of a plane. I don't know what movie or series it was, but he was on the outside of a plane, a two-seated plane, and had to climb back into the cock and back into the second thing. I'm like, I'm watching this. I said, "Did you do that?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No,
Right.
no, no,
That's
no, no."
that's crazy. It's
No.
awesome to see the end result, but I'd never skydive. I'd never do none of that. Obviously,
You ever
that's
saw Blue Thunder?
no, I haven't. No, but I know
Blue
what you're
Thunder,
talking about.
yeah, the movie Blue Thunder.
Right.
The guy hanging on the outside of the plane, flying hanging on the outside of the plane I guess a not a gun, but a machine gun. That's my dad. The dude is flying under the bridge, and they flying their asses off. He is on the outside of this helicopter, and you can see him as clear as day. I'm
I just
like,
wrote that down. I'm gonna check that out. I
yeah,
really want to see that. I really want to see that, man.
yeah, man. So and my dad did like he doubled for Shaft and Richard Roundtree and Shaft, and his claim thing was he was just like I was. I'm a stuntman, not an actor.
Right.
When he did Rush Hour,
Rush Hour. Okay. Okay.
he's a swig of weed man.
Okay. So that was your father in Rush Hour 1, not you,
Yeah,
right?
one.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
When Jackie Chan go in there and he's smelling the weed, is this weed? And he's going, yeah. It's like that's my dad. And my
Okay.
dad smoked weed. So it was like what was so funny was like going, oh, this shit is true to life. Everybody was busting up on that every time they saw it.
So that's interesting. So obviously Chris Tucker wasn't in the third Friday, but that is cool how your dad and you both worked with him
Yeah,
or work
yeah,
in franchises that he was in.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Did,
I never worked with Chris. Actually, worked with Chris Tucker. It was funny when they were doing two. They shot it in Culver City, and they were on Culver Boulevard, the area where I grew up at. And I stopped by, and I got a whole story behind that one. That one I'm about to
Rush
tell
Hour
anybody.
2, right? You
Yeah,
Rush Hour
yeah, yeah.
2. Okay.
So I ran into Chris Tucker and his stunt double, and they were like, he's like, yeah, not stunt double, but the director who
Okay.
did
Okay.
it, and he said, how's your dad? I said, he's passed away. It's like, oh man, your dad was so cool, man. I'm like, but everybody who met my dad always said it corrupt from the rapper because I worked on, we were finishing up on Dark Blue, and he's like, yeah, man, your pops is cool, man. I'm like, I got rappers saying my dad is cool. What did you do? So every person that ran into him would just say, I had a cool dad. I'm like going, I knew him as my dad. I'm like going, no, he was a strict motherfucker. That's all I remember. You know, I couldn't do this and I couldn't go there. That's what I remember y'all talking about. You had fun. I'm like, where?
Right. Right.
But the only fun I did have with my dad, we had fun when I was rehearsing I got a part. I finally got a stunt role to kill Shamar Moore in Chicago Hope. So it was a boxing scene. So I had to learn how to box and throw punches. And so I had to tell my dad, I'm like, you got to show me. I got a stunt part. So either I get your blessing or this is it for me. Because I'm like, at this point right now, it's either I do stunts or I walk away from the business because I made my living doing basketball commercials. That's why I know Joe Picker. He's doing basketball commercials. I did know for Bo Jackson, um, Charles Barkley, and that's how I got Jordan though for Jordan and all kind of things. Like they had a Dwayne was a Wayne Gretzky, Eli was a play for the Denver Broncos. Can't remember his name right now. And Michael Jordan had a line that they were trying to set up called MVP.com. So they were trying to do a commercial for it, and they didn't call me. They called a stunt guy to do the dribbling. Now I know the director. He don't mess around. He's a serious sports lover of like basketball, football, baseball. He knows his shit. He's won awards for his directing. And like I said, you look up Joe Picker, you'll see tons of things that he's done. And he was I lost my point in the story. What was it telling me? Oh my god.
Stunts in basketball. They wanted a stuntman.
Yeah, so I
For
had
that.
to so that's how I got into it. So I started doing the commercial with Joe, and that's how I started building my resume. And that's kind of how it all turned or got in for me. And then it's like when after a while I was like, you know what, I can't do this, Dad. I'm like, either you let me do stunts, because in this business, it's a business of nepotism. If you don't have family, they're not really going to touch you, or you have to make a name for yourself, or you have to kiss a lot of ass, pretty much, to get a chance to be a stuntman. So my dad had to give me the okay. And when I got the okay, I was like, but I had to promise I wouldn't do anything crazy.
Now, what I want to do a ton of research, man, so I didn't forget to ask you anything. What on your IMDb? There's Training Day. Was that your father or was that you?
That was me. I was babysitting. I call it babysitting. The reason why, Antoine Fuqua, the director, he always wants authenticity in his films, which I love. I'm like, I'm cool with that. So he told the stunt coordinator, which was Keith Willard, that he wanted the gang members to have the guns. I was like, okay, because they're pulse guns. What they are it's a gun that shoots an electric pulse to the back of a window or wherever you're aiming and wherever you want to shoot at, and it'll blow the window. So that's those guys. Those are the gang members that were chasing after him. I was running in the back. I'm like, I'm not gonna do all that running, man. I'm like, shit, I'm getting paid. No, I'm like, this is a babysitting job, and I'm working, and I know Denzel from. I've been knowing Denzel, man. God, since I was in my 20s. He used to play basketball at Gardner Park, where we all go play basketball. That's how I know a few guys from playing basketball. So he would come up there, and I'm like, oh, Denzel coming here gonna try to play ball. I'm like, oh, you in trouble because I'm gonna dunk on your ass. I'm like, I gave no mercy to no actors. You got on the basketball court, you better come in, you better play.
Right, right.
So I'm guarding him, and he guarded me. I took off and I dunked on him. Oh, I dunked on him. He's like, okay, all right. I said, yeah, okay. He started playing for real. So we hustling, like going at it. We eventually win. So about 2 or 3 weeks later, I'm back in there. He bring his buddy in there this time. His buddy's like about 6'4". I'm like, okay, he got somebody else. That's dunk bait right there. I'm gonna get this boy. So got to come down the middle. His buddy tried to stop my dunk, came straight down the middle, dunked on him. Denzel go, I told you. I'm like, man, I'm like, don't bring your friends in here. I played with Keanu Reeves. I was doing when I was doing Space Jams.
Okay, okay.
The director on the opposite court, we shot that at Culver City Studio. It was doing and what was funny about it, they were doing bat dance. Prince was in the next studio over doing bat dance. This video, Keanu Reeves that came over. I was on lunch and I'm just on the basketball court just shooting around. I'm like going, I'm not ready to eat. I gotta jump on the damn trampoline. I'm not eating. So Keanu comes over and doesn't say anything. He's like, "Can I shoot with you?" I said, "Sure." We shooting around like, and I know him from all those funny movies where he goes and does his space things. He's not John Wick or
Right, right,
he's
right,
not, Neo. He's none of that right now.
right,
So I just know him from those little silly movies that he's done. Bill and Ted. That's where I know him from. I'm like, oh,
right,
I got Bill and Ted here. I'm about to dunk on Bill and Ted. That's what one of these is. I'm like, oh, I'm about to dunk. So we playing, and he's playing hard. I'm like, okay, I can't dunk on him because he was on me. But we never finished the game because I had to go back to set. And he was like, man, thanks for letting me shoot with you. I'm like, man, no problem. I'm like, I'm like, you got in my mind, I'm like, you got game, but you don't believe in yourself. I was telling my friend about this, and that was his issue with the Matrix. He didn't believe in himself. I'm like going, and that's what he was there shooting, the Matrix. That's what he was there rehearsing, auditioning for. I'm like, so I had three things going on around me all at once. I had Prince with Bat Dance. I saw him get out the car with a purple suit on doing this. He had this cool ass walk. And I'm shooting Space Jams. And you got, it's like, and then here I'm playing basketball with Keanu Reeves, who eventually does The Matrix and John Wick. I'm like, come on, man. My son's like, well, you ought to write a book. I'm like, dude, about what? I'm like, it's just quick snippets of my life is
right,
all it is.
right. That honestly, man, that bat I did like how he did the Batman. That was the Michael Keaton one too, correct?
Yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah,
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 right, right. That
yeah.
was I liked how he did a full album on that,
Hmm.
and he killed it, man. I
Oh, he
mean,
did. But Prince had the coldest walk, man. I mean, because we were there for because I think we shot for like 2 days, and he was there for the 2 days. I think he was shooting, like you said, he shot the whole album. So I don't know what part they were, because we were trying to sneak in because like I said, we're in between sets. So
right,
you,
right,
you say this was Space Jams, this was the empty set, and this was um, Prince's stage. So on the empty stage, there was a ladder that went up like 60, so about 100 feet, not 100, I'll say 75 feet up. And there was a little door that you could see on the other stage. So we was trying to get in there to go see go see if we can see Prince. I'm like, we all can't go up there at one time. I'm like, y'all crazy. I'm like, did you see how hot it is? I'm like, because so I went first when everybody's over. I went up there. I'm like going. I went up there. You couldn't see anything. You could just hear the music playing
okay,
because there's a little door and you crack it open. You could like peep your head through. But other than that, I'm like, y'all gonna come here and kill yourself just to hear music, and you can
right.
just go. It's just like no. I'm like not worth it. But I've had some great times doing this, man. It's
Just, I don't. I just. What was the babysitting part on training day?
Oh, I had to babysit the gang members. I told them not to play with the guns. I'm like,
Okay,
hey, hey,
okay,
hey, hey, that's a post gun. It's like, what's a post gun? I said, if you shoot that, if you aim that thing at that window right there, it's gonna blow. They already got it rigged up. So you playing with it and it shoots, you're gonna have them reset the whole set, reload that gun. And he went, oh. It's like, so he's just like, I said, so hold it like, with your fingers straight. Don't put your finger on the trigger. You're
right,
good. So when I call it babysitting, it was like I had to babysit the gang members, and they were asking me pointers like, "What do you do?" I said, "Man, this shit is real." I'm like, "What the fuck you doing? Somebody up in your hood robbing somebody, robbing family. You play that shit real."
right, right.
Like, oh, cuz, let's do the art, cuz. I'm like, all right, like let's do it, let's go. And I
Yep.
was like, I just had them all pumped up. This dude, I swear to God, he should ran track, and you see him in the film. You don't recognize him, but I know where he's at. It's like a cat in the white. He's gonna have a white tank top on. When they first started shooting at Macy Gray's house, you see him start shooting. This dude literally ran around the complex. We talking two complexes, like back to back. And we're in Nicholson. We're in Watts. We in the shit. He comes around the corner. I'm like, this dude ran in like 10 point, I don't know how many seconds, enough time to have Denzel get out the car, shoot at us, blah, 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 blah. He got around. Denzel got in the car, sat down, and then lifted his head over and bop, bop. That was for the dude that came and running around. That when he lifted his head over the hood, that was for the kid that came around all the way around the two complexes running. I'm like, dude, you should be running some. You should not be here. I'm like, You just did 100 and like 9 point, I don't know how many seconds. And that's like hitting corners. This is
Right,
not
right, right,
straight. This is not straight. This is with the corners because he knows the neighborhood. So he's like, man, I got this. I'm like, boy, if anybody comes in the neighborhood and talking about I would shoot up, watch out for this kid. What was funny was I went to Compton College, and I know I used to go through Watts on a regular basis every day to go to school. So I know it can be, a little rough, but you mind your business, people are people.
right, right,
Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. But what's funny is when they asked me whether I'm come back to the after party, I said, nah, I served my time here. I'm good.
right, 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 right. Is it when you're doing that? Every time I talk to somebody about movies, like my close friends or whatever, I always say training days. Like if you want to know how to make or write a movie, that's the one, man. Like
Yeah.
I watched it again the other night because I wanted to do obviously more research on what we're in and things like that. And I watched that movie last year again.
Mhm.
Top tier. I watched it the other night. It's still the exact. It's still. It's. I think it's a
It's
10 out
still
of 10.
just as good. It's
Right.
still just as good. And what kills me was for me to watch certain movies. I don't watch movies that I'm in too often. I'm in GI Joe, and that's just I'm not gonna say nothing about it. But go see GI Joe.
Right. Right. Right.
But
You
it
were in the
wasn't.
one with Rise of the Cobra with all the they had
Yeah,
McDonald's
I was a
toys.
Neo Viper as well. We had
Okay.
the whole. Yeah, I was the one that was coming in with the girls. I was a bad guy. We were coming in with the girl, and we were all walking in with the
Okay.
Neo Viper suit on. We
Okay.
all looked the same. But my part when what's his name? The actor from the stripper movies, whatever his name is, I can't remember his name. Uh, he shoots me, and I fall down the shaft. Now we go now. He kept shooting like bop bop bop, and I'm backing up, backing up, backing up until he shoots one more. Then he comes up and he hits me in the head, and I fall down the shaft. All the girls love him too. I'm like, oh, because I told him to do the part with him. Like, did you get his autograph? Like, y'all crazy. So, but yeah, so they were shooting me with these they're called spark pellets. It was pretty much like a paintball gun, but
Okay.
they're pellets that spark, and they're a little bit harder than paintballs. So we have the guns in our hands like this. So the special effects are the ones that shooting us, and you got like one guy's over here, one guy's over here, one's looking at me straight ahead. Now I have on this Neo Viper helmet, and this is like with the glass. This is not real, so the glass can pop out or in if it's hit the right way. So they lighten our asses up. Bah, 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 bah. So I had to hold a gun with my fingers in like this because it was hitting. I couldn't put my fingers in the actual gun place, like hold it like this. They were lighting our knuckles up with those spark pellets. So we had blisters on our knuckles as big as our knuckles.
Now,
And one,
I want to ask you a question about that specifically. Why did they do those instead of? I'm just asking in general. Why aren't they using blanks and things like that? Did technology evolve, or is this a more safer route back then? I'm just
no,
trying to understand.
no, the spark pellets it gives it more of a better real effect. It's without the CG added to it.
Okay.
It's like that's why when they say they're going to replace AI is going to replace this and that's like going yeah, and you're going to take away the magic of the film
Right.
because you're looking at it from as if it was you, not from as if you were in an AI situation.
Right.
That's what people want to do. Get away. It's an escape from reality,
Right.
and that's what movies do. It lets you escape. The AI just takes you into another virtual world of another reality. And so
Right.
it's not the same. And you try to morph the two, it kind of it disrupts the movie. You can have it in certain parts where it plays, yes. Let's say you got a guy coming to doing coming out free fall, and it's really humanly impossible to do it. Okay, yes, got you. Yeah, some things you have to do it, but other things like when it comes down to fight scenes or explosions or things, you can't replace AI with that
Right.
because you're gonna see it. It's
Right.
gonna show. I don't care how. well AI works. It's like it's not human. It's not real. You know.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm seeing a lot of that stuff now. You know, a lot of people want to replace a lot of things with AI and things like that, but you can't. You can, like you just said, you can't replicate the practicality of it all and the
Yeah.
actual reality of it. You know,
Gravity. You can't emulate gravity. You
gravity.
know. No matter what you try to do, it's still gonna go. You have numbers on this planet that it has to go through. You know, it's like going. You can't defy gravity. You know, I watched all these AI dunks. I just recently saw this. Some guy did a backflip and then turned this way and dunked. I'm like, come on, man.
Snoop
I'm
Dogg
like,
just
I had a
posted
40
that.
inch vertical. I'm like, I know how crazy that is. I'm like, I wouldn't even try nothing like. And you're gonna do an AI and make it look like. I'm like, no, no,
Right,
no, no,
right.
no.
Snoop Dogg got an album coming out on tomorrow, I think Friday, and he just posted an AI bullshit thing of him doing that,
Yeah,
him dunking, and it's just like, come on, man. It's cool, but you know,
it's like, but they trying to relive what they, like Snoop when he was younger. Yeah, he probably played, but Snoop was
right,
lighting ass. I'm like, Snoop only probably weighed like a buck 50 wet. You know what I mean? It's like
right,
he's not a thick guy, and it's like going we're in our damn near our 60s now, 50s. It's like, dude, stop. It's like you can be, but if you want to relive it and you got the money to do it, to each his own. Have fun. It's like I've done all those dunks and I've done them for real. And when I see, even to this day, I like the slam dunk contest. If you can't do a dunk that I couldn't do, then I'm not impressed. I'm like going,
right,
okay. There's only two. Every now and then you got a few that I'm like, oh, okay. That was impressive. That one I would have never tried. But other than that, throwing basketball off the wall. Me and my boy, we had this thing called a catapult, and we actually did this to Shaq's boy. He said he's Shaq's cousin, so his name is Anthony Hall, Chicago. So we were on a commercial, and we said we got a catapult. It's like going, what the hell is a catapult? It's like we can throw you anywhere from on the court, from top of the key, anywhere down to the dotted line without you jumping or trampoline. Nah. So the first time I did it, it was like two guys threw me from the free throw line. And I'm in the air laying flat. Like used to love laying flat. Like you get airborne laying flat in the air, that's your true height.
right,
But to have somebody toss you up there and you're looking down in the rim, laying down, it's a feeling you can't even explain. And
right,
it's not jumping off the trampoline. The trampoline's going, yeah, whatever. But that one was I had a ball doing that. That's like and so we tossed him up. We said he's like, I'll try it. We're like, all right, man. We're gonna toss from the same, but not from the same place. We're gonna come in, we're gonna throw you from like between the dotted and the free throw line. Okay. We tossed him up in the air. He went up and in midair, he freaked out. It's like way too high. He's like, it was too high for him. He doesn't jump that high. So he was like, I mean, he could jump, but that wasn't his way of jumping.
right, right,
He have to be on the ground. We tossed him so high, he could have spun around it. So he fell down, hit the floor. Boom. And they were like going, oh, look at people like, what was that? It's like, Chicago fell. I was like, hey, but it's
I bet he didn't do it again, did he?
no, he never did it
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
He talked about it till this day. He said, man, y'all crazy. Y'all was crazy. It's like going, it's fun. I mean, it's like my thing was because I come from a stunt mental family, I don't look at the world like everybody else does. I'm like, if I'm looking at like I live in Vegas, the big old tower that's up there,
right,
the Strat. I'm like, how can we jump off of that thing and with an airbag with a rope? I mean, that's where my mind goes. It's
right,
like when I'm walking in the parking lot and I see cars, I hear the cars revving, people sitting in the car. Some people just pull out. I'm already ready to jump up and look. I know how to do a car hit. I'm ready to jump and get up just in case somebody. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, hey, but looking, because I've seen people back up, and I'm already ready for that. So my mind's already. It's just how I look at the world. Is from a stunt mentality. It's like going, what is the worst case scenario that could happen,
right, right,
and am I ready? And so once I have that in my mind, I'm like, the rest of the day is good for me. I'm like going, I'm long, I'm prepared for whatever's coming. I can adjust,
Right.
but that's what stunts have gotten my mental into.
Just to go back on training day one more time.
Yeah.
Did you have any involvement, or were you around for the very end scene in the jungle?
No, 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 no. Didn't play that hard, man. It was good. I mean, like I said, when he played that, what was funny was he was so into his part when I saw him, because like I was like, "Damn, what's up?" And he was like, "Hey," and he backed up and he went, "What's up, man?"
Right.
Because he had to recognize it was me. It's like it's funny because every time we see each other, I worked on Amistad and I did the slave stunts. I was in that thing, and I'm like, oh, I didn't like that. That's we're butt naked, and it's not nice. It's not cool meeting Steven Spielberg butt ass naked. So then Denzel came in. I was like, "What's up, D?" He's like, "Hey," we're like, "I know, man." They're like, it's a job, and that's
Right.
what that's kind of how we looked at it. Because I was supposed to double pajama, and I'm like, I'm not doing that because we shot the movie, and they shot the movie in Long Beach.
Okay.
I gave a job to my boy David Williams. I'm like, going, no, you can have this job. I'm like going, because we're all supposed to be linked together and pulled down by a machine, by a rod. I forgot what it was, a machine that pulls us down underwater, and we're all linked. Now, if we did this somewhere in the Bahamas in warm water, hold my breath, give me a little regulator, blow all the air out, I'm good. We do this in Long Beach, and somewhere around June, it's cold, and it's in Long Beach, and it's dirty water, and that's where you don't want to be. So no, I didn't do that job. And the rehearsal was this: we had to do. We had just called the guy. The stunt coordinator was Pat Romano. We went out to his house, and he had a pool, and it was not heated. So they put a regulator down at the bottom. To get the job, all you have to do is go down, swim, go to the regulator, blow out, take a deep air in, come back up. Job's yours. All you have to do. There's about 15 people, and we popping up like rats. Poof, 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 poof. I'm like, so when this certified diver, I'm a certified diver. I got this. He couldn't even do it. He went halfway down and popped back up. I'm like, nope, I'm done. I'm like, go ahead, just try this. Man, I know I'm not gonna do this. If he's certified and this is what he does, and he can't do it, do you think I'm gonna do it?
Right.
No,
Right.
not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. He said, well, try it. I went, okay. Got in the water. I swam out there. I'm shaking. I'm looking at the regulator underwater. I'm like, okay. I've made myself straight and I go straight back up. And I'm like bobbing like this. Like, Wayne, go down. I'm like, I'm trying. Like, well, put your head down. I'm like, all right. So try to put my head down. My head pops right back up. I'm like, man, I'm out. I'm done. I can't do this. I'm done. I'm not doing this. So my boy, Dave Williams, he grew up in Riverside. This is what he does. He walks down in the water. He walks, swims, goes down, breathes out the regular water out the regulator, takes a deep breath, comes back, swims, walks out, and goes. Oh. I'm like, fuck you. I hate you.
Made it look like it was nothing. Like
I'm
nothing.
like, you got the job, right? He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm like,
Right.
you, I just gave you 10 grand. I'm not doing this. I'm like, like, gonna work on it somewhere else. I don't care. They'll put, as long as it's down the water, we're good. I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't do, apparently, I don't do fire or water too
Right.
well.
Right. 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 Have you ever what about air? Have you ever went parasailing before?
No, 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 no. I would want to try it. I would want to try it. I worked on Lost, and then we're out in Hawaii, and a lot of the guys went and they wanted to jump out of airplanes. I'm like, how much is that? 250. I'm like, no, no, no. You gonna have to, you pay me to jump. I'm like,
Right.
I'm on the job training. I'm like, let's go. It's like, because if you do a job and you got to jump out of a plane, because I know there's a few guys that are SEALs that died doing stunts on planes and not going, no, man, I don't do that. I don't want to do nothing where if you're not hiring a Navy SEAL that does this, because we have Navy SEALs in the business,
Right.
and this is what they do. I'm like, if you can't get them and you don't hire them and you want me, because of my look, you better you better hire him as a stunt person because I'm not going up in that plane.
Right. Now, I don't know the specifics of of whatever happened on numerous occasions, maybe, but if these Navy SEALs are some of them passed away while they're doing these, did you chalk that up to timing?
Not
How
timing. I'll say preparation. Preparation. You have to make sure every T is dotted, every line is crossed. Make sure your safety is there. Make sure your safety is there, and make sure that safety person is there. You double check, triple check, and triple check that.
right,
You're dealing with lives, and you don't get a second chance to get a second life. So anything that pertains to that, that's why if I ever became a coordinator, I've done a couple of things. But when it comes to seriously coordinating and people's lives are at hand, on Jeopardy, I'm not going half-ass. I'm not going, if you don't give me the best, then I'm walking away.
right, right,
I'm not going to jeopardize my reputation because of your money. I'm like, it's not worth me and my sanity and my conscience of I got somebody hurt because I was trying to over a budget. No,
right,
it's
right,
not worth it. I'm like, I respect this business. That's the thing about it, is because you don't come to Hollywood to get rich. You don't come to Hollywood to be famous. You come to Hollywood to make a living. And if people don't come in here thinking like that, then you're going to be washed out quick. And that's how people get washed out fast, because they get jaded. Like you get a part here and like, oh, I'm a star. And like, no, that's just one job.
right,
You're only as good as your last job. I told you to tell my kids that. I'm like going, Dad, like, you always working. I'm like, because I'm only as good as my last job.
right,
Those residuals I get, that's the benefit of it. But I'm only as good as my last job. And being retired, I know that, because right now I'm like I'm on the fixed income. I hate it. I'm like, when I'm getting down to money, I'm like, let me make a phone call and do me a couple of stunts here and there, a couple of commercials, get about 10, 15 grand. I'm good. Next 2 weeks to 2 months, I won't work. And I'm used to that high, low, high, low. The consistency I love. I like the consistency, but I miss that. That it's just, I guess, I don't know what it is. It's just that feeling of being a part of something.
in the mix,
Yeah,
in the
yeah, because
mix,
it's like it's a family. I mean, it's literally my stunt people are family. It's like, and I miss them. It's like I want to go to the set. I want to hang out. I want to just kick it on the set with them. And it's just because I miss the work. I
right,
miss the camaraderie, the shit talking, the 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 semi gossip that's fun that goes on. Like going, who did what? She did what? So it's fun. It's like going, and then you hear about these jobs and there's other things. Like I worked on a different world back in the day. That's how I got my can. I call it studying. Like a different world was about college.
right,
I got that's for me was really a school of learning, because I worked on there for 4 years. I learned camera angles. I learned timing. I learned, you have to listen to your actors. You have to, I learned about the family unit when it comes to being on a set, um, and what needs to take place. And if you don't have this, it's just a job. I watch these people build a family unit, and it's like, and as a background extra, they brought some of us in. So they're actually doing a reboot on Netflix, which is funny to me. I'm like going, okay, 30 years later, I'm like, okay, y'all. And I'm like going, it would be fun to just go there and watch them do it. But to work on it, I'm like, oh no, I'm good. I'm good. I just
right,
want to see the people. I mean, it's like I don't miss the work because you can't afford. I'm saying you can't afford me at this
right,
point,
right,
because
right,
at this point right now, for me to even come back and do a SAG job is going to cost me $3,900 just to get back in the SAG. Because every time you can put your SAG dues on hold, but
interesting,
as soon as you get a residual, it stops. So I get a residual, As soon as I put it on hold, it stops. So I'm like, it starts to add up again. I'm like, I put it on hold. I give residuals every day. I mean, from $1 to up to $500. It
Right.
varies, but as
I'm,
soon as I
I'm
get a
I'm
residual,
assuming the specifics of what you're saying. Those are just their union rules. I
yeah,
guess that okay.
yeah. SAG is a whole entity entirely by
Right.
itself. You
Right.
know, it's I've learned they look out for you to a certain point. I have a grievance going against Bollywood right now. A movie that I did with Sylvester Stallone, and they paid him, but they didn't pay any of the stunt guys that worked on the job. And when I found out from SAG, they didn't even pay, they only paid us our session fee, what we worked on that day. When we got our one residual, it was based off of their contingency, what they had already had on there. So I'm waiting on, they said it could take years. I'm like going, yeah, but yet and still, when I attached that film onto my Facebook, they attached the rest of their movies to that link. So somebody making some money somewhere. So why
Right.
am I not getting mine?
Right.
It's like, well, they called and they called them and they wanted to negotiate and then they never called back. I'm like, come on, man.
Well, what I don't understand is why. No, I guess it's just the way it is. You have to go out of your way to be unfair. So why don't they just cross all their T's from the very beginning so there isn't any problems like that? Because if it's happening to you, it's happening to other people too.
Oh, definitely. One guy, man, that's in our business, man, already passed away, so he'll never see it. You know,
Okay, so for him, if they cared, would they pass it on to his family, or would they
I
just
would have to. Yeah. So the SAG rules are, um, it's your children, your beneficiaries. It goes down
okay,
to. I have personal things going on with that. I'm like, I got personal things that I got issues with SAG as far as that's concerned. But
right, right,
that's a whole other thing entirely.
right,
But what's funny is like I gotta be, it's like being in this business, you got to be careful about the information that you give out and what you expose, because there's a lot of other things that I can tell you personally. You're like going, "Whoa, I didn't know that." I'm like going, "Yeah,
right,
I'll let you know about that later."
right,
And this is all, this is not gossip. This is what happened in my life,
right.
So it's like going, "Damn,"
There,
So it's
there, there's already stuff that you've said today that I want to ask you another time, privately, like
right, right, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
but it's interesting to hear what you're saying. That's
yeah,
the best way that I can word it, I guess.
yeah. It's in this business, man. It's like I said, it's family. You got the ones you love, you got the ones you hate, you got your cousins that are going, I don't ever want to talk to you again. You got them, and it's there, and it's like some of these guys, man. It's just I just love hanging out with,
Right,
just being with them. I miss being with them because it's like the stories that they tell. It's like all of it's like that you did what and what's going on. My dad used to tell me, it's like, don't tell me about how much money you made. Tell me about the job you did. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I always heard that. So when somebody come to me going, yeah, I worked on this and this, that, I made this and that, I'm like, okay, but what'd you do? Huh? What? What did you do? Oh, you made money. I got that. But give me the experience so I can learn something from you. What you tell me may help me later. By you telling me you made money don't mean shit to me. We
right,
all gonna make money. That's part of the business. But I'm like, no, but I got a lot. I'm like, okay, but what did you do? It's like, I really didn't do nothing. I just sat around all day. I'm like, you didn't do shit.
right,
So don't come around and say you made money. You working. I'm happy for you. Glad you're working, but don't tell me the experience that you got. When I tell you I'm babysitting, I was making money standing around, but I'm not going, I'm babysitting, but this is what I was doing while I was babysitting. I was talking to the gang members, telling them this, how to get in the business, how do you get your SAG card? Now you're going to be a part of SAG. Do you know you can get your SAG card? I can. I'm like, yeah, you can work other movies. If you want to play a gangster in other movies, you can do it. Like, I didn't know that. Tell me what you did. That's what I want to know. Who did you talk to? What did you learn? It's like be that inspiration to the next level so somebody can get that information and go on and pass that on. That's how we learn.
right,
It's like Because my kids, I have five. None of them want to be in this business. None of them want to
Right,
be a
right,
stuntman. And I'm like, that's okay with that. I'm okay with
right.
that because this is what I always wanted since I
Th-
was a child from my dad.
This seems like it's one of those things where you don't get the next gig without the previous one.
Say again?
This kind of, from what I understand about the movies and even in music as well, it seems like you don't get the next gig without doing the previous one. It's like a
Right.
domino effect. So,
Right.
I've never seen. I guess you could apply that to like restaurant chains. They'll try one location and then they'll do more. But I feel like in movies that's more prevalent than anything, and that's it's you have to play the game. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I
Yeah,
guess
yeah, you got to. If you got to play it, you that's another one I tell you up and out there. But you have to play this game because it's I don't know how to look at it. Look at it like you gotta be prepared. It's like you can't come in here and say, I want to be an actor. Well, what did you do to get here?
it's a
Well,
catch 22, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah. He's like, I want to be an actor. Okay, cool. What's your skill level? I don't have any. Take drama classes. Tommy Ford was an actor who used to work on Martin, the bald guy. I talked to him. I worked with him on a lot of different shows for me doing extra work. And I would pick his brain. I'm like, going, man, how do you stay on top of your skills? What do you do? He said, do a lot of theater. I'm like, what? What? And that's all he said to me. I'm like, do a lot of that didn't help. But then, yes, it did. Because when I did theater, it helps. It's like he passed something so simple that I'm thinking it's got to be more than that. No, it's just that simple. You want to be an actor? Do theater.
Right.
Learn the craft. Learn timing. Learn memorization. No matter how small a theater group is, do theater because that's going to prepare you as an actor. As a stunt person, have your niche. What is it that you do good physically? Do you have martial arts skills? Are you a gymnast? What is that? What is your physical thing that you do? Those things. It's like I took this thing called landmark education, and and each level of it was to develop who you are, and then how can you reach out and give back to others. I got down to the third one. In mind, what I wanted to do was I wanted to do in the city. This is how bad it is. I wanted to show the kids in the inner city that there's to more out there than just football, basketball, and baseball. There's there's stunts, there's gymnastics, there's acting, there's you can be a carpenter, you can be a grip, you can be. I wanted to show them that. So I was gonna block off a block, just one block, and have a stunt show with the makeup, with the special effects, with the grips, with all these people and each section going down all the way down the block. Do you know they like, oh, we'd have to get a permit for that. So I went to the people in the neighborhood, the powers that be, the ones who are the influencers in the neighborhood. Yeah, but how much are we gonna get on that? I'm like, what? So there's got to be something in it for you in order to help the inner cities. I'm like, uh,
They should be working for the city if that's the way they are.
no, it has to be as a kickback.
Right.
There's got to, they want a kickback. What are we getting out of it? I'm like, this is not get this not nobody's getting anything out of this.
Right. Right. Did you have to get a when you were going through that process? Was it a petition, sort of a
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
all the signatures and everything?
Yeah, so I was like, they didn't even want to give me if I didn't have their backing, it was a no-go.
Right, right,
I needed their backing because they would have to go to the city council and talk to them to get just the block blocked off. And it
right,
wasn't the main street. It was actually, and it was on the city council's on their block.
right,
Like, what do you want to do? I'm like, right here on your block, right here. And then it would be because they had this sign up on, we do city council. I'm like, it would actually work out perfect for you guys. And they were like, yeah, but so what is going how much is all this gonna cost? I'm like, it's not gonna cost anything. Everybody I'm getting is gonna volunteer. Okay. And I'm like, what they waiting for the compensation. I got disenchanted with everything. You
Right.
know, it's like I'm like, wow, this is what you guys do. You know, and so yes, I wanted to open a stunt school for inner city kids. And that's the thing I'm still thinking about doing, but that's I need grants, government grants. So I just
Right.
need a grant writer and how would that go about? So just writing all that up because there's stunt schools out here, but
I'll
everybody's catering to not the business, just the stunts. And I'm like, I'm gonna show you the stunt business. It's like this is how it works. It's like you're not guaranteed a job. You're not going to. It's like you're not. You know. It's like you have to have your skill level up to par, and you have to be educated on etiquette. There's stunt etiquette. There's movie set etiquette. There's a way to be when you're on set. All these little things that you have to learn. It's like, oh, I'm gonna be a stuntman. No, no, it doesn't work like that.
right.
You don't. And first of all, if you don't respect it enough, you don't go out bragging you're a stuntman because you get challenged if you do that.
Right.
So responsibility comes with this. It's like going, I don't tell some people, I'm like, "Where's stuntman? Yeah, dude. So what stuff you done? Can you do this?" I'm like, no, dude, I don't do any of that. No. Like the people, I'm in the car, people want to race me. I got a 5.0. Like, you want to go? You want to go? I'm like, where? Down the street? I'm turning right here. I
Right.
don't race, dude. I'm like, I know what happens with that.
I never
I know.
understood that specific thing too, because everybody can die in a car crash, man. I don't understand what you're trying to do there.
Yeah, what
You
do you
know.
prove? What are you trying to prove? I'm like,
Right.
but I was young once and just being stupid, and like I remember you're riding in a stolen car and barely making out of a little situation. I'll still remember till this day going, I was foolish. I mean, I could have ruined my life at that point, and the stars didn't have it for me at that point in time. But it made me aware of stupidity and in my adult age, how not to go there. It's like going, there are repercussions behind this. And you can still, I'll still have those little bursts of, people do stupid shit. I'm like, but okay. I'm like, people do stupid shit. And that's
Right.
how you let it go. But this business taught me tolerance, patience, and respect, you know, a lot of respect. Well, for people who do the work. It's like I know the people that put the work in. I've trained Sabine Barnes. She's from Canada. And everybody's like, don't train a Canadian. They're going to take our jobs. I said, man, this girl came to me and asked me to train her. I don't have any of you American women coming to me or men going, train me, help me. No, she came to me and she asked me. I said, all right, I'll train you. It's like, what's it going to cost me? I said, effort. It's like, what are you talking about? You want to train? You call me. You call me, you tell me what time you have and when you want to go. So I'm calling you all this week. I said, we'll see. She called my ass till I got tired of her calling. But it was like, but now she's a stunt woman, full-fledged stunt woman. And she's got married to an American and had a son. And now they're both dual citizenship and she's doing her thing.
Right.
But people are going, it's like you helped the Canadian. I say, yeah, because she was a person that came to me and asked me. I'm like, all I ask for is effort.
That's all it
I'll,
takes. That's it. That's
yeah,
really all it is.
if you really want this, you call me. If you don't want this, then I'm not gonna call you. I'm like, I'm already there. What do I need to call you for? I'm like, you want to know what I know, so I'll give you the information. And I told her, I said, it's not. I'm gonna teach you how to do stunts. You're athletic. You know how to do it. I say 50% of it is that. The rest of it is all the information that I'll tell you by giving you the information on how to go get a job, how to put yourself out there. And one thing you don't do as a woman, I was letting her know, don't date any stunt people. If you want to be respected, don't do it because so now this is me old school back then. I don't know how it is now, but this is what we did. It's like I'm like, dude, don't do it. Don't put like sexy pictures up if you trying to be serious as a stunt woman or a stunt man. Don't put the like modeling pictures up. If you want to be a stunt man, put some pictures up of like going you being gritty, being mean, being don't give me the hi, the sexy. Don't give me that. So because I see a lot of stunt women on Facebook, and I'm like, I'm a stunt woman. I'm like, with your bikini on and half your shit hanging out. Okay, I'm gonna hire her. Yep, she ain't gonna work one day on the set, but she gonna be in my room all day.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
and that's the mentality. It's like that's how you putting yourself out there. That's how you're gonna be perceived. Now, if you're a model and you're a bikini model, then be a bikini model, but don't mix the two with stunts.
Right.
Because it's the perception. Everybody's going to perceive you one way, and it sucks that it's that way. But if I'm in the stunt business, I'm not looking for a sexy woman in a bikini unless that's what the stunt asked for.
Right.
It's like going, I'm like, I would have hired you, but you're in a bikini. I didn't know you had all these stunt skills, but I was distracted with all the bikini stuff you had on. I'm like,
Right.
I think I couldn't get to your resume.
Right. Right.
It's like put that up. You can have that. Have that somewhere down your, down in down your page, but don't. And men too. I mean, like you can do. I tell the guys the same thing. I told one of my friends who stunt guys. I told him not to date this girl, and he's like, didn't believe me. He found out. Now he has a son. He's like, oh, I can't stand that girl. I'm like, oh, I know. I tried to tell you. It's been what? It's been 18 years later. I'm like, oh, so how's your son? 18. Like, yeah. And the woman's still crazy. I said, she was always crazy. The only thing that passed was time.
Right.
So yeah, this business is fun. The craziest fun I had was with Bo Jackson though. We went to I was down I was that's set up there. It's a Lipton iced tea commercial, Bo Jackson. And I was on the was on the I was on the roof. We shot there for 3 days. And I was like going, I hate Chicago. It's cold. And not only playing this house music on the damn at the clubs. I'm like, I hate it here. So that was my thinking. So I shot all because he had the hip replacement at the time, so he couldn't run upstairs and do all that. So I had to do all the running up the stairs and run all the running. The only thing he did was bust out the door and ran up and ran back to the door. All the running down the stairs and running up was all me. So I get upstairs and we're sitting there. He goes, Wayne, how you like Chicago? I said, I hate it. And I don't. And I went back like this. I was tired. I was sleepy. And I was like this. And people looking like, you're talking to Bo Jackson like that. I'm like, so what? He's an athlete. What the fuck? He said, no, I'm
Right.
tired. Fucking
Right.
tired. I lay back down. He's like, Wayne, what? He's like, I'm taking you out, man. I'm like, no, you're not. I've been up all night long. I'm tired. I'm not going anywhere, bro. I'm letting you know right now, I ain't going anywhere. You going with me. I'm like, yeah, okay. So I had to go finish the shoot. I'm like, we watch. I'm like, it's funny. I'm talking to him like it's like a buddy, it's like just talking shit.
Right. Right.
So we just do the whole shot. We finish. I go back to the hotel. I'm laying down. I'm like, took a shower. I'm like laying in bed. Phone ring. There's a Mr. Jackson down here. I'm like, tell him I'm not going. I'm like, seriously, I'm not going. And so he goes, they go, okay, I'll tell him. Bo runs Chicago. They know who Bo Jackson is. They let him up anyway. I'm like, who is it? Bo. Man, I'm not going. Open the door. I'm not going. Man, you get dressed. You going. I'm like, dude, you tripping? I'm not going. Wayne, get dressed. I'm gonna sit here. I'm like, all right, I'm going then. So I go I'm tired as hell. I go in the bathroom, wash my face, change clothes, put my clothes on. As I'm sitting there, I'm like going, hold up. I have this, I have Bo Jackson, baseball/football player, Hall of Famer, waiting on my ass to take me to go hang out with him. And I'm saying, no, what the fuck is wrong with you? So I'm like, so I came out, I'm like, all right, let's go, man. So when I was sitting there, when I came out, Janet Jackson's Velvet Rope had just came out. and I just bought the CD, and they had a CD player in there. So he was looking at, I remember looking at the CD, going, "How you like the album?" I'm like, "It's pretty good so far." I'm only like 3 songs in. He's like, "Yeah, it's like it's pretty good. I might have to get it." So we gonna hang out. He's like, "I know this club." So we go to this club. We get out the car, me and Bo. This guy comes out. He goes, "Hey, aren't you Bo Jackson?" The guy goes, "Yeah." "You don't want to go in there." It's like, "Why? It's gay night." We both turned around real quick. I said, "Man, if somebody see our asses on this shit right here, they gonna put that face on. We're gonna check Chicago Tribune quick."
You got to write a book, man. Honestly, honestly.
Oh man. But it's funny to me. So then we went to a bar. So we go to a bar and this girl goes, she goes, "That Bo Jackson?" Because we're in a bar. I'm sitting there, I'm like, she's pointing. I'm like, "Who's she pointing at?" And I'm forgetting I'm with Bo Jackson. I'm like, because I look at him, because we were on the car talking. He's like, "Man, you don't want anything." I said, "No, man, I don't want nothing from you." I'm like, "As long as you work, I work." I'm like, "I'm not trying to be on your coattail. I'm not trying to ask you for shit. I don't want nothing from you." He's like, "I respect that." And I said, "Well, that's just how I am. You respect it or not, that's just me." So we go into this bar and he's like, "Tell everybody my brother. And you play for us." I'm like, I forgot what team it was. I was like, "All right." So I walk in, he goes, "Well, this is my little brother." I'm like, I kept it quiet as most. I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I do. I play football." I just kept it simple. So we go on the other side of the bar. It's like a 2 bar, and they had a wall right here. So we go to the other side, and I'm sitting there, and that's when the woman starts pointing, and I'm like, "What are you pointing at?" And I'm like, 'cause I forgot that I'm with Bo Jackson. I'm like, because I look at him, it's another person. And I went, "Oh." I'm like, "Bo, the woman's trying to get your attention." She goes, he goes, he leans over, he goes, she went, like she's screaming. I'm like going, not loud, just like, ah. And her husband's sitting right next to her. I'm looking at him, he's like grinning, eye to eye, big eyed. And I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?" So I said, "Dude, this is nuts." He said, "What?" I said, "I couldn't be in your shoes, man. I don't want this.
Right.
This is way too much." And so she goes, "Can I come over there? Can I come over there?" And he goes, so she comes over, like, "Oh my God, my husband and we love you so much." I'm like, I'm stupefied. I'm like, okay, this is really, I felt awkward. And so she's like, "Can I give you a kiss on the cheek? Can I give you a kiss on the cheek?" And she's like, "Tell your husband to come over here." He's like, "Kenny." He comes over jittery and said, "Oh my God, oh, nice to meet you." I'm like, "Who's this?" Like, "This is my brother." "Nice to meet you." I'm like, "All right, cool, nice to meet you too."
Right.
She's like, can I give you a kiss? Can I give you a kiss?" And she didn't ask her husband nothing. She said, "Yeah." So she gave him a kiss on the cheek, and he goes, she's like, "Thank you so much." And "It's really nice to meet you. Really nice to meet you." And they're grinning ear to ear. And I'm like going, "Dude, that's just weird, man."
Right.
I'm like, that I get the word fan when they say fanatic.
Right.
Yeah. It's just outrageously crazy. I'm like going, I don't want to walk in anybody's shoes like that. It's like my boy who basically grew up. We went to high school together. His name is Bernard Stroud. His son is CJ Stroud.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so we've been friends since he was 15. So we go way back. I remember CJ coming out when he was like 3 years old. When I first saw CJ, it was like, to see him living his dream is crazy. I don't tell people he's my nephew. I was telling them, "That's my nephew." "It is." I'm like, "Oh shit, here we go. Nope, 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 nope." So I stopped telling people that. I'm like, because it's like, because his sons and his daughter, they call me Unc. Their uncle. That's
Right.
how they know me.
Right.
But it's just funny to watch how these people get around celebrities, man. It's like, it's strange, and I've always been around it. But ever since my dad was like, I remember reading Sugar Ray Robinson, all of them. I'm like going, "Oh, okay, that's Sugar Ray the boxer. Okay,
Right.
it's no big deal." I remember meeting people. I went on the set to Deuce of Hazard when I was a kid. I'm watching everybody over there drinking beers and having a party. So You know, I'm watching
that was,
Boss
that was,
Hog have him a nice Boss Hog beer. I'm like, going, this is in between sets. But back then, it was a wild, wild west of stunts.
right, right.
You know, now it's so cleaned up. You can't, you know, it's like you better be clean doing stunts because it's just it's so serious now. It's like it was serious back then, but they didn't have the luxury of having the pads that we have, like
Right.
the hard pads with the plastic on it. My dad had pads. I still got my dad's stunt bag till this day. All soft pads, man. I'm like, wow. He has a little car collection because you have to rehearse when you're doing stunts. So he has like 6, 7 cars, and they would rehearse where the car would drive and do this and do that.
That's
You ever
awesome,
saw
man.
Blackula?
No, but I know what you're talking. I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
What
when you
you're talking
see
about.
Blackula get hit by a car, that's my dad.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, my dad did all of this. It was just like I said, he was my hero. You
Right.
know, it was like when I was growing up, people had Spider-Man, Batman. Mine was my dad. It's like it's like I grew up around back in the days of the early '70s. Like going, you don't talk like your dad ain't shit. I'm like, okay, he ain't shit, but I'm gonna be like my dad. But your
Right.
dad ain't shit. I'm gonna be just like my dad. But okay, it's like all that back in the day,
Right.
But
Right.
when I got older, I'm like going, nah. I'm like, this is what I always wanted to be. I always wanted to be a stunt man. This is something that I saw me doing. It was either playing basketball or being a stunt man. Those are my only two choices.
The last film I want to ask you about today, sir, is on IMDb. It says you were in Celtic Pride. Is that was that you or is that your pops in that one?
That's me.
Okay. Okay. That
Yeah,
was one of my favorite childhood movies, man. That one's I think it's underrated even. To be
it
honest with
is. It really is. It really is. When you see Damon doing the 360 dunk,
you.
that's me.
Okay. Okay. He couldn't dunk then? Is that what you're saying?
No, no, he couldn't dunk at all. He couldn't jump. You have the outtakes in that? Oh my God, I want them. I'm still trying to get them because it was before they tore the garden down. There were extras in there that was taking the benches and parts of the benches and shit because it was as souvenirs. I was the last person to dunk in the garden. I have, oh my God, I was dunking on the guys that were 6'8". I'm like, I really want you guys to try to block my dunk. They're like, for real? I say, yeah. It brings it, it brings authenticity. What if I block it? You won't. Just go to block it. They're looking at me like, what? So they actually came. And one of my friends, a couple of my friends who knew me, they're like going, you ain't gonna block his dunk. It's like, watch this shit. I'm like, so they came at angles. I was doing coming from this way, coming from down here and ringing all kind of crazy stuff. So, and they had that on film. And I was telling them, I'm like, well, look, let me shoot the master, shoot you guys because the director was green. He wasn't that new. He wasn't that experienced with directing. And I'm like, I said, look, because if you watch the movie's good. And at some point, the movie just kind of dulls out. Like when you're watching it, kind of like it gets flat for a minute.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're referring to.
Yeah. And
Right.
at that point of the movie, when everybody started getting really drunk
Okay.
and wasn't coming and wasn't showing up like they were supposed to, everybody, it was like, it went kind of sideways because it dipped. I mean, it was weird. It was like really weird. And when we shot that dunk, like I don't even like kids when I'm doing this, when I did the slam dunk, we shot that in an insane asylum.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I was like, because it was at night and we were driving. I'm like going, where the hell are we? It was a closed insane asylum. And I'm like going, and I was joking with with transport. I said, is this shit haunted? I'm like, how'd you know? All right, don't fuck with me. They're like, no, it's alleged. I'm like, all right, look, we need to hurry up and get out of here. Shoot this scene. That's why when I was doing my dunks, they were on point. I
Right.
wasn't missing nothing. I was like, let's get out of here as soon as possible.
Honestly, man, that Dan Aykroyd got a lot of good movies, man. But that one, for me personally, that's top five.
Yeah,
Celtic
yeah.
Pride's top five, man. Honestly.
It was fun. I had a good time on that. And Damon, I doubled for Damon after that. I doubled in my wife and kids after that. And I actually doubled for him and what was it? God, in
Get
Living
at you.
Color.
Would
Yeah.
you at Get at You Sucker too?
That's my dad.
Okay, that's your pop. Okay,
That's my
okay.
dad. I'm gonna get this sucker too. Yeah, because I did in Living Color where I had to play. I had to dribble Detective Head's head. It was Damon's head. I had to dribble it because it was a basketball. And my boy David Williams was with me on that one, and I think he was up for Keenan. So we were doing all kind of. It was, man, it was funny. I have
Was that before Jim Carrey came in, or was that
that
after?
was around Jim Carrey. He was there,
Okay,
and
okay,
then J Lo
okay,
was there too.
okay.
Yeah, J Lo was a dancer back then.
Right, right, right. Okay.
Yeah, so
I like.
that's
I
what,
like. I'll have a. I haven't seen the whole all the seasons of Living Color, but I like. There's a lot of respect there for it. I just
yeah.
wish they could make that today.
I was
But
thinking about that. If they could, if there's some, we don't have a variety show like that anymore.
right,
And it's just something that's missing. It's like Soul Train used to be like back in the day. I grew up when it was happening. We wake up. I had two older brother and older sister, so I woke up to Saturday morning cleaning was Saturday night. That was Soul Train day dancing. It's like vacuuming, Soul Train playing. That's what we did. And when that went away, man, it just got kind of like when it got political. Not went away. When it got political
right,
is when
right,
I'm like, come on, man. You got Don Cornelius went political. I'm like, going, no, no, no. Keep it entertainment. You can do
right,
the political on the side. Keep this part right here where we groove at. This is like, and when that went away, man, it was gone. And Living Color came and took kind of took that place, but without the dancing. It was like a variety show, like Richard Pryor's show was back in the day for me. How old
right.
are you?
I'm 24.
Yeah, yeah. See, yeah. So I'll let you just go back and check it out. But
Right.
because I got on my IPTV all the old shows they play, and I go back and I see some of the old things. I'm like going, damn.
I want to tell you thank you, sir, for your time. That I don't want to take too much of it.
No
Um,
worries, man.
I definitely want to. I have a bunch of stuff to ask you. When I stop this, or I'll ask you another time. But
Okay.
a lot of stuff I don't want to put out there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
But I, I appreciate your time, sir. Honestly.
man. I appreciate you asking me to do this. It's like going 24 years old. Yeah, man. Because when I got in, I was 20. I was 20 on Hill Street Blues.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna tell you, this is exactly how I got in. Then I'm gonna wrap it up on this one. This is how I got in. I was playing for West LA College basketball. Got a finger stuck in my eye. Had a bruised eye muscle. Tried to go back. Coach said, "No, you're not on the team." I'm like, going, damn. So I thought my life was over. I'm like, my dad didn't know I got kicked off the team. I don't know what the hell I was gonna do. I was living with my mother in a back house and had a girlfriend lived in Hollywood, who is funny as hell, Ryan Coogler's cousin.
Okay. 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 That's very. That's
was my
very
ex
interesting.
was my ex-girlfriend. But Ryan wasn't born yet then. But so we was I telling you? Oh my God.
After basketball, you,
Yeah, so I had to come up with how do I explain this? And I'm like, I don't know. So I was at my ex-girlfriend's house and she had a friend and she had a girlfriend who had a boyfriend who had done a couple of s- shady shit, let's say. And so he's like, let's rob the pizza man. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm not robbing the pizza man. He's like, no, you have to do it. Just come with me. I'm like, all right, I'll come with you. I'm not gonna do that shit, but I'm like, I'll watch you. So I went, watched another pizza man. We ran off, did it again, like we did it twice. Second time, we got shot at. I heard a fizz by my ear. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
right.
I had a job at the time. I was working at this place called Henchies. It's a department store. That place is long gone. And so I was there, and the police called my girlfriend. I'm not gonna say her name, but so the police called her and said, "Where's Wayne? He's at work. Give him a call. Let him know we're here." So they called, and it's like going, I said, oh, like, yeah, so we calling about the pizza thing. I'm like, oh, yeah. They said, yeah, we know that you had something to do with it. I was like, I didn't do it. I'm just letting you know I was there. I know did the whole nine. I'm like, I'm spilling the beans. I'm like, yeah, I told.
Right, right, right.
I snitched. I'm like, oh no, I'm not. I didn't think of this. This was my idea. I have a job. And long story short, I ended up going to give my testimony, thinking I'm gonna go home. So how naive I was. Like, okay, like you done? I said, yeah. Give my whole testimony. What happened? All right, you ready? You ready for what? We're booking you. I'm like, booking who for what? Book what's book? What's a book? Where you're going to jail. I'm like, I told you what happened. I had nothing to do with it. You go get him. No, it doesn't work like that.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, if you were there, that means you're a part of the crime. I'm like, oh, I was so naive about shit. Like, I'm like, I had no idea. So I get out, do my time, get out. So I did 30 days. The police officers on my side. I cooperated all the way with them. The guy who did it actually thought of it. He ended up going to jail. I had to testify against him. I'm seeing him years later. He apologized. We're cool, no problem. But on Hill Street Blues, I get out of jail, and the first thing I do when I get out of jail is I go back. I go straight to work on Hill Street Blues as an extra because I signed myself up for extra work because my dad said I needed a job, so I started doing that. And they put me in jail. That was the first place I went on Hill Street Blues. I'm like, I just got out of here.
Right.
I'm saying it to myself. But I'm like,
is that a serendipity thing, or do you think
it's
that's
total
just
serendipity.
right, right,
I'm like going, it's the irony of it for
right,
me. It's like going, okay, I'm doing the right thing. I'll turn my life over to and live right. And the first thing I'm doing right now is going to jail on TV.
right,
So it was funny, but what I kept doing while I was in there was I kept opening the gate. Like it was because what locked. Like I was like, you know, because you just wanted. I was in there for 30 days. I'm like,
right.
okay, it's not locked. It's not locked. It's not locked. I'm like going. They gave me a. I'm like, what am I being charged with? A robbery. A pizza. Like, yeah. I'm like. So when I was in there, sheriffs was laughing at me, saying, "What are you in here for?" I said, "Pizza robbery." They busted up laughing. We used to do that shit in college. I'm like, yeah, and look what happened to motherfuckers. They get caught doing it.
Right.
You're like, man, you shouldn't even be in here. I said, dude, I know this. It's like, so yeah. So my thing was, it's still on my record. I can get it as fun, but I'm like going, it's just a funny story to me. I'm like
Right.
going, it's a pizza. I'm like, come on, you guys. I'm like, I didn't have a gun. I'm like, if somebody shot at me, I didn't have a gun or anything, but you know,
Right.
robbery is robbery. I get it. I had a lesson to tell my kids. They're like going, you did what? I said, yeah, stupid shit. So if you want to be stupid like your dad, do some stupid shit like that.
Right. Right. Like I said, man, I believe you said one of your children, you got to write a book, man.
Oh, my
Like
son asked me to write a book.
honestly, man, like you got, like I know you got way more than what we're talking about today. Honestly,
Oh
if you
my
wrote,
God, yeah. It's
I'm
so
like,
much, man. I'm trying to put it in a nutshell for you.
right, right, right.